My name is Giovanny Torres. I am undocumented and unafraid. My story begins November 1992. While my mother was pregnant with me, she had to make the hard decision to leave me, to come to the United States so I could have a better future, so I can have a better education. So from ages, 1 month to 5 years, I didn't know my mother and I didn't know my father, but I just had friends, family, and cousins that raised me. So seeing families separated at the border, seeing families go through immigration process and all of that is very personal to me. I can identify with it. And I became involved in the movement in 2017, Memorial Day, as a community activist and now a community organizer around immigration, around DACA, and everything that has to do with human rights, basically. There was a time where I would have never thought to be up here, but I am up here today, and I'm so grateful to have the opportunity. As a community organizer, there's a lot of things that go into it, media, talking points, talking about your story, talking about who you are, what you've been through, and what you hope people get out of it. And one of the fun things that, we get to do is come up with chants. So if everybody will repeat after me, one of my favorite chants that I've learned being in the movement is say, I am somebody. My mother is somebody. My father is somebody. My community is somebody. And that's what I hope you'll learn today, that everybody is someone to somebody else. And you fight for them, you play with them, you communicate with them, and you encourage them to do their best. Thank you.
Thank you. So as I look around this room, I see all of these beautiful flags hanging, representing so many different countries. I see my beautiful country where I was born, Colombia, and I see the American flag, yes, Colombia, hanging here as well. So my question, I want to see hands from the audience. Who in here is an immigrant? Raise your hand. Nice, okay. Whose parents are immigrants? Raise your hand. Yes. Whose grandparents are immigrants? Raise your hand. Yes, well today I say I am an immigrant and I am proud to be an immigrant in the United States of America. Many of us, not all of us, unless you are Native American or you were brought here from because of slavery, are immigrants. We are immigrants, and if we are not immigrants, we stand with immigrants. I hope everyone in this room stands with immigrants. Giovanni's story of being undocumented and unafraid is not a unique story, in the sense that there are 11 million undocumented immigrants in this country. Giovanny is a DACA recipient. He is a dreamer. A DACA recipient is someone that now can be here and work here and is safe from deportation because of something that was passed in 2012. We are lucky to have Giovanny with us. We are lucky to have DACA recipients contributing to this country and to this society. I want to say that last year, I decided that I needed to go to the caravan. The caravan, if you all don't remember, was this mobilization of people, 7,000 people from Honduras and Guatemala that decided to walk to the United States because staying at home was too dangerous, because staying in their home country meant death, rape, violence, meant uncertainty, and so they all decided to walk to the United States. Many of those 7,000 people were children and mothers and fathers. I want to relate one story when I was down in Mexico walking with people that were literally walking in the hottest of days and in the coldest of nights to get to the border of the United States. It was a young girl. Her name was Jocelyn. She was 16 years old. She was from Honduras, and she was walking to the United States by herself. She had slipped out of her house in the middle of the night without telling her parents that she was leaving. She loved her parents dearly. She said that they were the best parents in the world, and leaving that night when she decided to join the caravan was the hardest decision she had ever made. But she had to go. She had to go because she was being hunted by gangs, because there was men, grown men, that were threatening sexual violence against her. And she needed to protect herself and leave because it would also be protecting her family when she left. I found her, I met up with her amongst a sea of 7,000 people. And Jocelyn wore a pink shirt that was dirty because she hadn't changed in over a month since she had been walking. She had blonde, ruffled hair. And she was ultimately a child. She was a teenager. She smiled, she giggled with her friends who had become her crew, a group of motley kids that had been traveling by themselves. And when I asked Jocelyn what was the hardest thing about the caravan, her answer astounded me, because everyone that I talked to, I asked the same question, and they said to me, the not being able to eat, the being thirsty, the sleeping at night and outside in the cold, the uncertainty of knowing where we're going to sleep the next day, all of these things that are very valid. But you know what Jocelyn said to me? This 16-year-old girl? She said to me the hardest thing was seeing people struggle and suffer throughout the day, needing to eat, needing to drink water, children crying, and her not being able to help anyone. So here she was in the most difficult of circumstances, and the hardest thing for her was not something that affected her personally, but it was not being able to help other people. So I say this story to you all, I share this story to you all, because in this room, you all have the ability to help others. You all have the power to help others. And so the question is, what will you do with that power? How will you help people that are in need? How will you stand with the immigrants that have come before you, that are here with you today, and that will come tomorrow? You have the power to create the world that you want. And as Michael said before me, I believe that the young people will win, and I believe that you all in this room, alongside all the young people in this country and the world, will save us from ourselves. Go. Make the world a better place, y'all.